NFL Week 1 is in the books, and today we're going to take a look at all the teams' Week 1 highlights and talk about some of the best sins around the league. This and a whole bunch more on the show. As always, we're here to talk about the news around sports, but today it is going to be sports talk. It is an addition to sports talk I'm pretty excited to be making. I hope you guys are pretty excited for it too. I'm looking at my notes over here. What's coming up next? I got my pen. I'm ready to go. And let's start off with the Bucks versus the Saints. Tom Brady is maybe not what we thought he might be when he came out for the Bucks, but you got to think he hasn't built chemistry with his team yet, and I think coaching is the problem with the Bucks. After this first game, I think coaching is the problem. They have such an all-star team, a group of guys that should be able to go out there and perform at the top level, but they got demolished. Tough day for the Buccaneers. The Saints came out and broke their losing streak at the Superdome. Congratulations to them. It was, before that game, it was 6 games they have lost on opening day, but they break that losing streak. They come out strong in Week 1. Tom Brady is threw 2 interceptions today, and it stinks for him. I think he's still in that thing where he throws the ball off way too early. He throws the ball off way too early, and it's a problem that I think now that here in New England he's not on the team, we can see more, and I think it's easier to criticize on, but I'm still going to go with he is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, people, and expect him to go out there and bring this Bucks team. That is terrible. I'm not going to lie, guys. This Bucks team is not good. It is no franchise record-breaking thing here. We know what the Bucks can do and what the Bucks have done. Sorry, my chair. And why they are such a team that people want and don't want. What people want and don't want. Because they are consistently been bad. Jameis Winston threw for 30-plus interceptions last year. Tom Brady knows that in the back of his head, but he also knows that he has a better team. I think coaching is a really big problem with the Buccaneers this year. And watching that first game, I really saw it. But kudos to the Saints. Drew Brees came back. Kamara is on fire. I think that contract extension that he signed, which remember, we reported he wasn't happy for a few weeks. He hasn't gotten that extension. They signed him right away. He's going to stay with the Saints for a long time. Drew Brees, of course, we know may be out in a few weeks, but we saw at the end of the game, Hill coming out. He will play as well. So knowing that we have a backup plan here, we have Hill, who is a really good quarterback. And we saw that double play to Kamara. I don't know, guys, if that was... we saw that double play to Kamara, and then we saw that made Kamara touchdown. I thought he wasn't out of bounds, but the officials did say he was out of bounds. It doesn't matter. They ended up winning anyway, and the Patriots... No, it's not the I had a brain fart there. The Buccaneers... I'm thinking Brady, Patriots. No, Brady, Buccaneers. Came out strong today too, but just couldn't prevail and had a struggling day all day. I thought we would see a very good game, a closer game than we saw. But no, we saw Brady and the Buccaneers just have a struggling day and not prevail to the extreme measure that we thought they would. Not to that top Brady, that top that Brady that I knew in New England. And I think coaching has to do with it. And I hate to say it, but Bill Belichick is a coach that knows what to do and knew how to work with Brady and how to make Brady go. I don't think the coach for the Buccaneers is anywhere to that yet. And I know Brady's not going to like to hear that, because the reason he left, some people speculate, is because he wanted to prove that he doesn't need Bill Belichick on his corner. Next week for the Buccaneers, though, we'll see what they can do in their game, and we'll continue to follow that. But at this point, we look at it and we say, Buccaneers have a struggling start. Saints are on fire so far, so good for them. And yeah, let's go. I mean, it's awesome to see, but also a team that did pretty good on their opening day besides the Saints was Cam Newton and the New England Patriots. Weird to see number one out there for the Patriots and not the Panthers. Like always, this is a weird 2020, a weird NFL season, but it's nonetheless an NFL season that is going to be interesting, very interesting. And I look at it and say Cam Newton came out strong. Running game, 2 touchdowns this game for Cam Newton. Great job for that guy and great job for that team. Many people are saying he's looking more like that 2015 Cam Newton, that MVP Cam Newton that we all knew and we all loved. And I think he reminds me of when he went to the Super Bowl. When he and the Panthers went to the Super Bowl. That is what this Cam Newton reminds me of. When he went to the Super Bowl and he performed at his top of his game. And that's what this is giving me flashbacks of, is Cam Newton, Panthers Super Bowl year, which I hope it can be for the Patriots. But nonetheless, I think they have a lot of work to do. Next week they face off against Seattle, which is going to be a whole different team. But Seattle's defense is also going to have to know that they have to stop the run. Because Cam Newton and the New England Patriots against that Dolphins team really ran a lot in this game, which is good when you can make the run work, but eventually defenses are not going to let you run like you ran. They're going to stop you and make sure you don't run like that every single play. It's going to come down to the defenses stopping you and making you make another move of a pass. And Cam Newton for passing today, Julian Edelman, of course, dropped one. He wasn't best on the passing game, so I know in practice maybe the Patriots and Bill Belichick will be working on making sure Cam Newton can get back into the passing game the way he should be. But right now, in the passing game, Cam Newton was nowhere where he should have been. He was nowhere to where I think Cam Newton expects himself to be. He was not at that standard. He was not passing the ball, like I said. That's why he reminds me of the beginning of his season. But the other thing with his running game is, look, I understand why we would think Cam Newton should be running the ball every time, and I get that. I get why Cam Newton running the ball like he did was such an amazing thing, and I think we all enjoyed it. But we also have to think of the fact that Cam Newton running the ball, yes, is good right now, but won't be good for if he gets hurt. It's the first time he's been healthy in at least 2 years, fully healthy. And let's not see him get hurt, because if he starts getting hurt, it will be a problem for the Patriots. So maybe Bill Belichick needs to have a conversation. But I think Bill Belichick told him, do your thing. Do your thing. Bill Belichick seems to really like this guy, and I see why. I mean, Cam Newton out there performing very well today. So I'm very happy with that. I found it very interesting to see there. Marlon Mack may have a torn Achilles. Reports are coming in today. Marlon Mack, of course, got hurt earlier in the game against the Colts and the Chargers. No, it wasn't the Colts and the Jaguars, excuse me. Let's just, if those of you that weren't watching the football game, Marlon Mack, the Indian Colts will be in trouble if Marlon Mack misses the remainder of the season. Mack suffered an ankle injury during the second quarter of the Sunday's game against the Jacksonville Jaguars and was carted off the field. The running back caught a pass from Phillip Rivers and immediately fell to the ground, clenching his ankle. He was carried off the field with help from training staff and was ruled out of the remainder of the game. According to NFL Network, Tom Purcell and Mike Gruffalo, the Colts now fear that Mack tore his Achilles tendon. This is the tweet. #Colts fear that running back Marlon Mack has a torn Achilles, sources tell me. And Mike Gruffalo. Mack has taken just 4 carries and 26 yards while catching all 3 of his targets for 38 yards. The 24-year-old in his third season with the Colts in 2019 has a breakout year, rushing for 1,091 yards and 8 touchdowns, while adding 82 yards in receiving. If he's unable to return this season, the Colts will rely on Jordan Taylor and Hines. Let's hope he's okay and doesn't have a torn Achilles. We never want to see that, but it's an injury common in the NFL. And he'll probably be out for the remainder of the season and maybe come back towards the end. But they have good backup running backs if they need to rely on it. But we don't want Marlon Mack to be out. Who does? I mean, he's such a great player. take a look at a few more things here quickly, but I want to talk about Joe Burrow and the Bengals today. Joe Burrow, the penalty on him at the end of the game, I was thinking I wasn't thinking that was going to be a penalty. I was rooting for Joe Burrow towards the end. First round pick, and I think Joe Burrow just needs to remember he's on the Bengals. The Bengals are just the Bengals. Let's just say that. Bengals. If you ever heard the Bengals, you know. They're the Bengals. They're nothing too special, too good. They're the Bengals. But the Bengals today with Joe Burrow had a okay day. You know, they had an alright day and competed to be a good team. And yeah, I mean, look, I think it was awesome to see Joe Burrow making those moves to the end. And he is going to be a star player. And then they could have kicked that. If they kicked that field goal, it wouldn't have won the overtime. But they had the Bengals' luck. That kicker seemed to be holding his leg. Maybe a little injury there. Who knows? But the Bengals kicker really just seemed to...
American football place kickers frequently mention...
it was definitely his problem. And we'll see what happens. Randy... Yeah, that stinks for him. You know, Bengals luck, as I'm going to call it. The Bengals luck. So, I mean, overall, Joe Burrow, great day. Great game. Great. He's a great competitor, and I think he's going to do very good in the NFL, but he has to remember he's on the Bengals, and he'll play Thursday night against the Browns. Oh, what a game that's going to be, huh? Bengals-Browns, Thursday night football. Oh, I can't even say it. That's such a bad game. NFL games. Let's take a look at those NFL games today and take a look at all of the scores in this edition of Speedy Round. I got to do this under 1 minute. Here we go. We have 2 games tonight. Steelers, Giants, Titans, Broncos. We'll worry about those later. The Chiefs beat the Texans 34-20. Expected that. Patrick Mahomes, great game. Bills beat the Jets 27-17. Expected that too. The Jets are just going to be a trash team all year. Packers beat the Vikings 43-34. They lit it up in the Superdome. Washington beats the Eagles 27-17. Good game for them, coming out strong. Ravens beat the Browns 38-6. Yeah, I saw that one coming. Jaguars beat the Colts 27-20. Did not see that coming, guys. Great game for the Jaguars. Raiders beat the Panthers 34-30. Bears beat the Lions 27-23. Seahawks beat the Falcons 38-25. Russell Wilson lit it up against the Falcons. Patriots beat the Dolphins 21-11. Good job for that. Chargers beat the Bengals 16-13. Carolina, the Cardinals beat the 49ers 24-20 in that game. Buccaneers and Saints. Saints beat the Buccaneers 34-23. Rams beat the Cowboys 2017. And that is it. Great job for the Rams beating the Cowboys. Thank you all for watching this video. Oh, I'm in the speedy run right now. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a fabulous day. And I cannot wait to see you on week 2 every Monday. Thank you. See ya. Peace out. See you on the next one.